Hi, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It, a conversation from Dr. V's Corner. Each week, we take a deeper look at the classroom moments that stay with us long after the bell rings. This week's article is called When Effort Stops Mattering. So let's talk about it. This week, I was teaching summer school, and I reminded a student to complete his work. He looked at me and said, Dr. Williams, it doesn't matter if I do the work or not. Y'all still gonna pass us. We all going to the seventh grade, whether we do it or not. So I looked and I just smiled at him. Because things was going through my mind at this point. It really was. But I did argue with him. I didn't stop class. I simply moved on. But that one sentence, trust me, it stayed with me for the rest of the day. But I'll be honest with you, it really wasn't about the student because that student was one of the ones that comes into the classroom and he makes the noise. He makes everyone laugh. He comes in with his pants, hanging all the way down, and I'm constantly like, pull up your clothes, whatever. But it really wasn't about that student. It's about what he said, and he actually believed it. Like, he truly believed that. What is the sense of him trying to complete this work, put in any type of, I would say, effort, and knowing that if he does it or if he doesn't do it, that he's still going to pass. So that made me wonder, like, how many students have reached a point where they no longer see a connection between the effort and the outcome? Yes, that's what I thought about. Like, how many of them actually see that? So as teachers, we're always asking, why aren't they working? Why aren't they paying attention? But of course, this week I found myself asking a different question. If a child truly believes that trying won't change anything, why would they try at all? Let me say it again. If a child truly believes that trying won't change anything, why would they try at all? Hmm. See? Something to think about. But again, that thought stayed with me long after class. Like, we're going to pass to the next grade anyway. And I know you're probably thinking, like, why is she pausing so much? Because again, I'm still thinking about it. And it's like questions that we don't even think matters, but they actually do. They really do. And the question for this week that I want us to focus on is, do students work harder when they believe efforts matter? What do you think? Do they actually work harder if they believe that efforts actually matter? So one thing I want you guys to understand, that I'm not writing these because I have all of the answers. I'm writing because teaching has a way of making us stop and think. Sometimes it's something that the students may say. Sometimes it's something that we observe in the classroom, something we're looking at. Sometimes it's a question that we have no idea how to answer it because the students have said something that we are just like, really, did you just ask that question? But this week was one of those moments for me. And as educators, parents, community leaders, community members, I think we owe it to ourselves to keep asking those questions. Not because they're easy to answer, but because they're worth thinking about, if that makes sense. So I'm going to post the actual question, and I would love to hear your perspective on it. Do students work harder when they believe effort matters? And again, there is no right or wrong answer, but I simply want to continue the conversation. So, if today's conversation made you think, I invite you to read the article. If you have not read the this week's edition of Dr. V's Corner on my website, please do so. If you enjoyed today's discussion, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week's conversation. Until next time, keep making a difference one classroom at a time.